Well, there's Liz Culkin setting up perfectly for our next guest. I love it.
Ricky, Brad Miller, the first guy getting called out by the women.
So yeah, no doubt. I'm hoping that Brad has tweeted out or Facebooked out that he's coming on here. So I can see him actually trying to do it now. Hopefully his YouTube crowd are going to lower themselves to coming over to Facebook. If you have come on, please stop watching. I'll upload this later. I get much more financial benefit from you watching on YouTube than I do on here. So yeah, what have we got to say about Brad Miller?
Well, I mean, as you can see, the first two have extensive international medals and collegiate accolades, and some tremendous things. Brad Miller's on here basically because Norm couldn't make it because Florida has been closed, so he had to practice today. And he basically called out the women for being ranked too high. So with that, he did bowl in college, and he's Kyle's friend. And so the other half of the Brad and Kyle show, Brad Miller.
Dude, I was totally hoping you guys would throw me on there with Liz.
Oh dear. Yeah. The problem is Chris is on the Chris is in Wichita, and Fiber hasn't reached Wichita yet.
I'm on AOL right now, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, there's a hamster running around keeping Chris's internet connection running. So the least streams on at once, probably the better. So true story, Brad is like the least ego guy that could be for this sort of stuff, because Brad does obviously to a much higher level than we do with his Brad and Kyle show. So he understands the nightmare bullshit of not having everything sorted. So last night I texted him and I said, Norm didn't respond to us. Nick Pate's playing golf. We had Bill on last week, and well, Tommy's Tommy. And he goes, sure, I'll come on, no problem. So we really appreciate it, Brad.
And the good news is your future wife is watching. So
I know, right? We still have yet to go on a date.
Yeah.
So should we lead off with this team thing, or should we
sure
leave Brad wondering?
I was wondering who was doing those rankings actually, but you said it was Goodyear.
Yeah, it's Jeff Goodyear. My rankings are always Jeff Goodyear. So because we like making you uncomfortable, and that's the best. I had this idea last night while I was bowling league. I was making notes for the show or whatever. And I thought, I know what could be fun. Let's do a house PBA League team. So I picked a team, Chris picked a team, and we're going to get you to pick a team. Now, originally, I was doing it from only the guys who were actually in the PBA League, but, Chris had an exemption. So in black here is the players who were actually in the PBA League. And then my team, I actually put it in the order that you would bowl. So I had you going first, Brad. I felt like you were an energy guy. You actually hit what you were looking at. So that was probably a good person to start.
Sometimes.
I felt like you and Packy could bring some good energy. Kyle screams out middle of the order guy. I felt like Darren is pretty clutch when I watch him a lot of the time. Like he always keeps it. I've never really seen Darren throw a really bad shot when he needed it. And then, I think the anchorman picks himself. I mean, I think, at some point you've got to put your best bowler anchor. Hasn't always worked out that well for us, but, I think Prather's.
I think it works.
Yeah. So Barnes, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that his isn't in order because there's no way.
Mine was just going to be. I thought we were going to draft pick in order of how I draft them. So
okay, that's fine then. So
my first pick was Prater. He would bowl fifth. Kyle would be my second pick, even though he would probably he's either going fourth or third in my order, depending on reaction. D Tang was probably my leadoff. and BJ and Kyle will be the interchangeable guys depending on who has it. I've seen that ball strike a few times, BJ. And then, of course, obviously because Kyle's team's passed up on drafting you a few times, I decided that I probably needed to do the same thing. There has to be some reason. He knows you better than anyone. So I just went with the obvious next choice, and that was Fluffer. All right, Pfeiffer. And he will obviously be stuck in the 2-hole and hidden as much as possible. But I wish I could say he's watching, but I know him well enough. There's no way he's watching me on his off time. So
he would be ecstatic that you put him on the team. He's probably going to say something today about it.
Oh, he should be. He should be. This is the only draft PBA League thing he was ever going to be a part of. So,
well, it's funny because I make fun of Flobowling for their rankings, but when I rank the house players, I put Pfeiffer like third, and everybody was giving me so much hate. I'll never forget that match he bowled against Belmo in Syracuse. I'll never forget it.
So, just quickly, yes, I did forget the Chris Weiss part of the house.
I guess I did too. Yeah,
I guess it's because he makes such an impact when he comes on your videos.
We drafted him for the league, and he was our first pick.
So I guess you and Baker don't agree.
I got to bowl Chris in 2 animal patterns. I only made 2, and I got to bowl them in both.
Well, I can say you're probably going to see a lot of the pitch black if it's anything like it was in Vegas.
And he just came off a regional win. So what yourself, Chris?
You what?
Why you always beating up on the young kids?
Me? You're not young. That?
Who, Chapman? Yeah, I guess he's not young.
I didn't beat up on him. I went strike 9 pin and gave him a chance early. Like he was a 6-bagger. By then, he didn't have another mark. That's not on me.
Strike, spare, strike, and shut him out.
Yeah, that was a Murphy's Law. Like the 3, 6, 9, 10, and the gutter's super tight, so he chops it. I mean, that's okay. Then he marks, and then he missed left again and went high, and so he wasn't going to do that again. So he left the 1, 2, 4, 8, hooked at it, hit the 1, 2, 4, and the 8 still stood. And then it just turned into a mess. There was like a pocket 7, 10 in there, another split. That was a complete train wreck. So,
but anyway, Brad, I like the way that you were able to slightly move the conversation. But getting back to it, I'm not really looking for necessarily the best 5 players. I just think the best mesh. Like if they would allow you to just, pick your 5 guys out of your peeps to win it all, to be king of the world, to even get a PBA title out of it, who are you taking?
Okay. I'll manage it. I'll be the manager.
No. It's you and your 4 buddies.
It's me and my 4 buddies. Okay.
Yeah. You're in it. Like you're picking.
Yeah, all kidding aside, you are on this team.
Okay.
The reason you're off my team is because you're on the show. So I just get to give you a hard time.
I would go Chris Vi, Kyle, Darren, and Prather.
Okay.
Right.
All right. See, we got an answer out of him. I'm proud of him. He's experiencing growth.
You hear that, Packy? You're no good. You're rubbish.
No good. Packy's no good.
Even though it says league in the name.
And if I had to take myself out, I'd put Packy in just for like, because
No backup.
I'm just saying, if Packy would be the other guy if it wasn't for me in there.
Let's go.
I mean, he brings so much flair to he's gonna do that slap off if whatever. I mean, even if it's flush, head pin off the wall, hits the 7, like whatever. You're gonna get that like incredible jolt of energy.
I just love it when he screams and 1. That's my favorite.
I just love it when he gets drafted or he gets picked for the PBA League and he's like, well, I'm upset I didn't go first because I'm clearly the best here, but
especially when financially it makes no difference. There was a time, Brad, you were still bowling juniors when they picked the first PBA League, and it actually did make a difference financially the more you dropped.
Really?
Yeah, I'm still bitter about that.
Didn't they? Wasn't it like it was supposed to be like $250,000 to buy into a team, and then the first person picked was like 15,000, and then literally it went down to like 4.
It was like that.
And people were like, "Hey, I'll give you some money if you pick me earlier," or like those conversations. And I don't know if that ever happened.
Some. I mean, what was really bad was the 8-9 pick. Oscar got the 8-9 pick, and because life's ridiculous, there was a difference between being picked 8 or 9. So of course, Oscar picked Martin before he picked Dan McCullen. A nice little bang, take that $1,000 hit or whatever.
Right, you got a
$2,000 hit.
They had to have known that was going to happen.
Yeah. So, but they were good times. Hopefully, we're heading towards better times. What's your thoughts on the All-Star Clash? I guess you're not too upset. You've got one of the clutchest bowlers of all time. In the roll-off situation, and now it's literally a roll-off tournament.
When they announced it, I was like, man, like, who are they going to pick? Like, what, like, is it just going to be like the same 8 guys that are bowling like the other stuff, or like what's going to happen?
Kind of is.
But then they actually kind of included everyone else to get like a cut. I mean, it's not a ton of money. Like, you're guaranteed like $250, and if your guy wins, you get like $5,000 or something, which is a lot. But I think it's cool that they involved everyone else. That's really neat, I think. Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, I'm still not sure at what point I'll start cheering for Belmo. How far he has to get into it before it's really worthwhile for me to be invested. He actually messaged in our group. We were laughing about it when it got announced, and Belmo goes, "Haha! Now you bastards have to cheer for me or whatever, right?" And he goes, "I bet that's never happened before." And I was like, "Please, you've bowled Doherty and Rash on TV before."
Rash is bowling too.
And after Doherty was on our show, I'm not even sure I'm cheering for it against Doherty now. And we had a great time with Doherty when he was on the show. YouTube liked him too.
Well, see, that's the thing. The internet would love Tom.
Yeah, we did it. We did okay with our show on Doherty. Yeah, it was fun. Because if you ask him a question, he answers. He doesn't go.
He's like, he thinks, yeah, I don't like him. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, same with Bill. How do you think Doherty could improve? Not be as heavy.
I missed the one with Bill. Was that a good one?
Yeah, we had a good time. We actually had a couple of people texting us about it. One text that I got, I won't say who it was from, but it did make me laugh. Bill, do you know who Bill Lambier is?
No.
Oh, then it's not going to be as fun for you. The Bad Boy Pistons from the 80s. Okay. Bill Lambier was like the leader of the pack. He was the chief ass. Like, he was like, that was his role. He wasn't a talented player. He was just a thug. So Bill wrote, sportsmanship in professional sports is overrated. And the person wrote, and then quoted it, Bill Lambier O'Neill. And that really made me laugh. Like, that was close to the funniest thing I'd seen since the start of COVID. But of course, you kind of had to be a sports fan to appreciate why that was really funny.
Well, he's on my team, so.
Yeah. No, I mean, Bill's like, this is ideal. He says, you know, he wants everybody to be able to walk to the pins to shoot single pins. He wants no high fives. So, you know, as long as Coley will switch the foul lights off, Bill will be all good.
She might do that.
Well, I mean, yeah.
All right. Enough of the book. We really. The one time Brad's ever said in his life, he obviously thinks the women's team should be ranked at the bottom. I want to hear who he, of course. Where do you think the women's teams belong to be ranked? And where do you think your team should be ranked?
I don't know where my team should be ranked. I mean, given Bill, Tommy, and Norm have bowled together for like 4 or 5 years now. I mean, just them three on any team would be probably a top 5 team, if not like one of the top 3.
There's only 12 teams, Brad. Being a top 5 team isn't really an achievement.
But I mean, look at Barnes' team. He's stacked. Look at your guys' team. You guys are stacked. Look at I don't know. I think the Kingpins are stacked.
I'm the 3rd best bowler on my team. Norm Duke's the 3rd best bowler on your team. Yeah, it sounds like it's similar.
Well, you got that Belmo curse going for you. When's he ever going to win the PBA League?
More to the point, when's he ever going to care that he hasn't won the PBA League? What we really need is, we really need Kyle Troop to chirp at him about not winning the PBA League, and then we'll win. Because every time Kyle chirps at Belmo, it ends up being a negative for Kyle.
Yeah, that's about right.
So, he said, I'm coming to get you, Belmo. Didn't get him.
Well, they won the league last year, so.
Yeah. Like I say, we just need Kyle to chirp.
You still haven't answered. You need the 3 questions that I asked you.
Okay, I'm going.
Stop him.
I mean, the women, they can win. They're obviously good enough to win. Like, they're great on television. Like, just Liz, like, she's a major champion. She, like, everyone on their team has a major championship. But just like the Brooklyn Styles, everyone on that team has a title. And they've got the greatest bowler of all time. They've got Rhino, who's the greatest lefty, or one of them. They got Thomas Larson. Like,
you do know that Earl Anthony existed.
One of the greatest lefties. Okay. Rhino? Are you throwing shit? Come on, Rhino.
Rhino isn't even in. Rhino probably isn't even in the top 7.
What? Okay. After
just because you
Albie, Couch, Allen. That's 5 without even thinking about it. He isn't even close to them.
Yeah, but that was a different era.
Jesper?
You think Jesper's better than
Rhino?
Rhino?
A lot of left-handers that were good then.
Wait, Jesper's better than Rhino?
Yes. What's Rhino got on his resume that Jesper doesn't? And he's also done it for ages.
It's a different style, though. I mean, Rhino is Jesper's pretty, likes to throw urethane a lot, doesn't get too tricky, and Rhino's like the king of trick.
All right, let's start again. Rhino likes to throw reactive a lot.
Not necessarily that, but just like he'll loft the fronts playing on a flat pattern from 5th arrow and make the show where no other lefty made the top 24, like stuff like that.
See, Brad, you don't need to go in that direction. That's not good for you. It's not.
Why?
Good for you. Because, well, I can do about 100 things more than you can do, but you're beating the crap out of me at the minute.
Yeah, but the left side's just a little different. It's not as like the right side.
Oh yeah, sorry. And without even thinking about it, I got Steve Cook as well. So yeah.
Okay, I'll change it. Rhino's the best lefty I've ever
Dave Davis.
Against. Me personally, I've never competed against Couch.
You only count those that have been on DVR. He's in your list. I got it.
Right. What's that?
Fortunately, there's 45 other years of PBA Tour history.
Yeah.
Missed. But,
listen, I think Rhino's incredible.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fair. You
How
still haven't answered the question.
How many titles does Jesper have?
7 or 8.
How many does Rhino have? Is it more than that?
6 or 7.
I don't know. It's probably close.
We need to tell us.
Okay, so back to the ranking. When you're putting the ladies 8th and 7th, what basis is that under? Like what statistical analysis? What actual information are you basing that ranking off of, except for, what? It's pretty standard to put 2 new teams coming into the PBA League to not be the favorites, obviously. So we're just going to bump them up just because. Is that just because? But then, I didn't think about the Team USA thing, which is huge. Like a lot of these women have bowled on Team USA together. And
yeah, sorry, I forgot Johnny Petragula as well.
Their chemistry. But see, Johnny Petragula bowled a complete, like, Rhino's retiring at 30 because the tour is crap. Like,
so just quickly, I did forget. Jesper actually has 10 titles. Rhino has 6. That's almost twice as many.
You're good at math.
Listen, I'll take Rhino over Jesper.
Jim is going with the tried and tested doubles only count half. So he says Jesper has 9 because he has 2 doubles titles.
Okay, ask Flobowling. And Brooklyn Styles has 75 titles to their name. The women's team has none, and they put the women's team over the Brooklyn Styles. So clearly, there's no like logical reasoning for much. You're just going off whim at this point.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Jeff. I do feel like there is a little troll in him.
There's definitely a troll. Like, I think he put together those rankings just to kind of start some
talking point,
which is fine. I'm cool with it. Like,
I love it.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to comment. Like, listen, the girls are, and I'm not the one to speak. Like, I haven't, like, those girls have been on television better than I have. Like, and a lot of them are probably better bowlers than me. But there's just no like real reasoning why you would put them ahead of teams who have bowled the actual event together, who have millions of dollars.
This is great, Brad. The comments are on fire.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bill Allen has 13 titles. Simonelli. Just keep digging, and digging.
Dave Davis. I don't know. I mean,
Callahan, lots more times on TV also talking about Jesper over Rhino.
No offense, but Hugh Miller has more titles than Rhino. And I love Rhino. I think he's a great bowler. But
it was a different era. Dude, think about the last 10 years, man.
Yeah, there was like 15 good left-handers back in the day. So they had actually beat more than 3.
They had 35 chances at a title. Rhino the past 10 years has had 15.
There's 7 lefties on the PBA tour.
There's 7 lefties?
Yeah. If that, who bowl every week.
There's more than that. We counted them the other day.
Okay.
So have you ever seen Dwayne Fisher throw a shot? How many titles would he have right now? Go look at that. Mike McGrath. Yeah. Your history and actual history aren't matching up very well.
Brad, you do understand that, like, we have a segment, Regional Roundup, and because Chris won this week, we didn't go around the country. But every week we've done Regional Roundup, it's been like a 90% clip for the lefties winning.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of arguments for Rhino here. Beaver.
I think that's a little okay. That's a little rude.
Yeah. Packy above Rhino is a little premature as well. You
a little
show before you say Rhino.
Look, you said that Rhino was a top 5 guy.
He's the top 5 lefty I've personally ever seen. He's me. Like, actually competing against, I put him ahead of Simonelli. Like, I just think he's better.
Yeah, that's fine.
From people that I've actually.
Do you ever compete against Patrick?
What's that?
Did you ever compete against PA?
No.
So there's one. Did you ever compete against Couch?
No.
Okay. See,
Ricky Ward.
Ricky Ward. I've used him in the PBA Brunswick game back in when I was a kid.
My God.
Dang, Rhino only has 6 titles. I feel like it should be way more than that. But let's be honest. Scott Norton. I gotta put Rhino ahead of Scott.
I would too.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
That's another lefty who retired.
I know, they're all retired.
It's starting to become it seems like lefties are just quitters.
Did you see the majors?
All the guys who retire young are left-handed.
Went from top 5 of all time. Okay, dude. I'll take Rhino. against them all.
Jess is actually a lot like Rhino as far as he could do a lot of different things. A little crazier than Rhino's much more stable. But Mazza has more titles than Rhino too.
See,
and won from a lot more arrows.
Just 1 second. I've got to slow this down. Scott Norton does not have more TV appearances than Rhino. No, he doesn't.
No.
That's completely incorrect.
I'm actually going to give this some thought. Who's better, Jesper or Rhino? I think that's a really close one.
Jesper will let you know next week.
You completely avoided. Where are the Miami Waves and the Fury ranked in your book? No more waffle.
Like,
you just commented on
like I said on my Twitter. So there was a thread where I kept talking to people who were replying and stuff. And one guy made a good comment. He said the Team USA thing. If the skill was even, let's say their skill versus the style skill is even, the styles have actually bowled this tournament together. I would put the two women's teams 11th and 12th, and then I would go with the people who have actually bowled this tournament before. Has nothing to do with gender, has nothing to do with skill. These people have bowled this event before.
Callahan says he'll bet Jesper against Rhino every single week they bowl the same event. Here we go. Frank Zhao trying to come back. Righty should never have an excuse of missing a cut because there's always a righty in the cut. That's true, Frank, except when 16 lefties all make it.
I will say Rhino this year at the Masters bowled Buttriff, and Buttriff was limping. Buttriff couldn't even stand up, and he beat Rhino by 100.
Brad, read the last one.
Simon's backup ball over Rhino.
Wow.
Dang, Rhino's getting the shade, man.
This
is Ryan. Just for fairness, right? Rhino won the US Open. Now, he won the US Open stepladder, but he also won the TOC, but lost the TOC stepladder. So he's made plenty of major shows. We're not for any minute saying that Rhino isn't a good bowler. And it is all good fun and whatever else.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But he is in the top 5 of all time.
I just haven't seen any other lefty do what he can do to a bowling ball. I never saw Couch in his prime. I never saw a lot of lefties in their prime. And as a matter of fact, since how is this so crazy to other people? I mean,
They only had video somewhere where you could look up old shows.
I haven't seen them.
Like a YouTube or
I haven't seen them
or anything where you could actually see people bowl from more than first arrow.
I have never.
Maybe, Brad, maybe you could do a bowling review show of lefties.
Nah, it wouldn't be good. No way.
I think that it's amazing that Rhino's won from 12.
He's won from 12.
Yeah, they actually played right of the second arrow on his side of the lane and won, and that was an amazing thing.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Couch led from 20, from 22.
Okay.
They routinely bowled from arrows. Petraglia has a 300 third arrow.
Hey, so COVID has changed one thing. Mark Baker now knows what YouTube is.
There you go.
Oh, he's an internet guy now, huh?
Charles Dunn makes a good point. Let's get back to having Brad bury himself with his opinions of the women's teams.
I do.
Yep. All right, so Brad, just tell us which one do you have as 12th and which one do you have as 11th? And just get over with.
I don't even know that. So it's Shannon. Is the Miami Wave O'Keefe and Johnson?
No, that's the
other team. Well, I put Johnson and O'Keefe ahead of the other team. Just because they.
Do you have them ahead of any of the men's teams?
No.
Brad, that's all you have to say.
I'm not saying they can't win, but if
I am,
of course they can beat all of us, but just a pre-ranking PBA league to put them in the middle of a pack in a tournament they've never bowled before.
Yeah,
just make those rankings very illegitimate.
Yeah, I mean, there's one team whose representative in the PBA clash, what the All-Star Clash, has 4 titles.
Frankie?
Yeah. I'm not putting that team above some of the other teams that they're above.
You're not putting that team above the women?
Yeah, no. I'm with you. But the thing is the rankings are the rankings. They're there to have a chat about. The Patriots were 22nd in the power rankings this year. After 2 weeks, they sure don't look like the 22nd worst team in the 22nd best team in the NFL.
Yeah, but the Redskins weren't 10th just because whatever, like just because they got a new lineman, just because, like off of some whim, just to create a storyline, they're not going to illegitimize their rankings and put Miami Dolphins in the top 10. Like, they're just not going to do it.
Wow.
So Brad, now you understand how I feel about titles now. Exactly.
All right. Well, I think we've managed to insult enough people. You, all the lefties, you, the women, me, some of the women.
Dude, Rhino. I'll still take Rhino over Jesper. I don't care. You guys can say what you want.
Maybe we can get an action matchup in.
That's what I'm saying. Let's do it. You guys take whatever lefties you guys want at this point. I don't even know how many.
No, that's fine. We don't need to. We'll
take Couch. You take your guys' boys. I'll take Rhino and his big bowling equipment. Wait, I take it. We need to get him some He'll throw a frantic and a manic and some other crazy stuff. That's not fair, though. Hold on. Jesper can't have Jim. Jesper can't have
Jim. Money in. There's no. Yeah.
Okay, so answer this. What technicality of bowling is Jesper better at than Rhino? Like, at what?
Striking.
So, okay.
Turns
So
out that's part of it.
Okay. That doesn't make him better.
You look like the guy sulking now. That doesn't make him better. Callahan says cash only. No checks.
I hope Rhino's watching this. He was just texting me not too long ago.
Callahan says, what makes Jesper better? Winning.
I'm sure there's somebody out there with more titles than other people that wouldn't be considered as good.
There you go. Kelly remembers. Will there be the kids beating Stu with the dumpster balls? Who cares about that? Who cares about that? Stephanie Johnson's there. Thank God she's in the other division from me. I'll see ghosts if I have to bowl against Stephanie again. God damn. Brad, I bowled 258 and 248. Lose. If I bowled Michael Tang, I'd have only had to bowl till the 7th frame. I'd have shut him out.
Who'd you lose to?
Stephanie, both times.
Is she better than you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Donnie Benson says Jesper's better at using 2 hands than Rhino.
That is true. Oh, you think he's saying he's better because he uses 2 hands?
No, you said what thing in bowling does Jesper do better than Rhino? He's saying using 2 hands. Definitely.
But Chris, you've only what else? Someone said striking. What about Jesper is better than Rhino?
Well, I don't really understand the question.
Because he's got 9 titles instead of 6? Yeah. He's got 10 titles?
Yeah, he's got 10. Yeah.
And what titles? Are they the Madrid Open?
TOC, that's pretty good. How about Brad against the girls since he is such a hater?
How about action match Brad against a girl since he is a hater? You know what, Jim? I got some text messages, Jim. Yeah, let's don't stop this. Let's keep going. I got some text messages, Jim, from last night. Do not put them on this show.
Since Baker's watching, who's better, in your opinion, who's better, Mark Baker or Randy Peterson?
I have no idea.
See, the correct answer to that
Got to be Randy. How many titles does Mark have?
Right. Oh, meaning titles matter?
I don't know. I've never seen Mark Baker
point in the average for a while, but Peterson has more titles, so he's better than Mark is, right?
That's the first statistic.
But Jesper's not better than Rhino.
But
I would. I mean,
I've seen both of them bowl. I have not seen Mark Baker throw a shot.
See, the correct answer there was, Brad, Randy Peterson's the best. It's not close because Randy Peterson has a microphone and Mark Baker doesn't when I'm on the on the show.
See,
Randy. Please be nice to me, Randy. I've got you back.
The only guy that said Randy was Baker. So.
Oh dear, this is great.
How many titles does Baker have?
He has 4.
4, and Randy has 30.
They both made the same number of shows. They both made 30 shows.
Okay, so what made Randy better than Baker?
According to you, titles.
No.
I would imagine if you polled the guys who bowled them would say Baker was the better bowler, but Randy was the better winner.
So wouldn't that maybe
it might be like Tommy and I
prove that Ryan could be a better bowler? I don't know.
Oh dear. See, Brad, if everybody would just conform to my idea about titles, we'd be all good.
What, the person with the most titles is definitely the best?
Nope. Majors. Just talk about majors. Stop all of these peripheral titles. You're a titleist or a major titleist. And when you've won multiple majors, that's what we talk about. In the golf, they say, Ricky Fowler has won whatever on the PGA Tour. He hasn't won a major. They never say that about anybody who comes on a PBA show. They just go.
So who's the better player, Shane Lowry or Ricky Fowler?
Shane Lowry.
Because he's got a major?
Yeah. Because he could close it.
All right.
Because he was more interested in winning than he was in whether his hat and his shirt matched.
I think I was trying to say he's better than Kyle. This year I whooped that dude's booty this year. Dude, Kyle's hurt again.
And yet his team had the opportunity to pass and draft you and bring you guys all together as a cohesive unit, and they passed.
They could have had the whole YouTube channel.
I mean, financially, Duke understood it. I mean, there can be no other reason why you picked you.
I'm still stuck on this Rhino thing. I can't get over this thing. So the past 10 years, outside, let's say Jesper's been the best lefty. Is that true?
Maybe. Him and Butters, yeah.
Okay. Who else? Rhino?
Before that, it was PA. And before that, it was Parker. And before that, Rhino's never been the best lefty on tour at the moment he was on tour.
Yeah. Well, I never said he was the best. I'm just saying he was the best that I've ever seen.
That's fine.
I've never seen Parker bowl good. Or that
good. You whipped. Oh, I need to zoom that in. So you whipped Kyle's ass by 500 points.
Yeah, and he had the TOC.
No, what I'm saying, whipped his ass. Now, if he'd have made one spare at the TOC, I would probably be about 20 places lower in points because that counted for 100 different times more than everything else. But if he'd have made that spare, he'd be about 500 ahead of you.
Which tournament?
TOC. He missed a spare against me. It cost him 3 spots. That's way over 500 points.
Really?
Yeah. So you can remind him when you see him that spare he missed against me in position round not only cost him a few thousand, but it cost him being ahead of you in points. Which
appreciate that.
Yeah. Did he make any of the shows? Did he make any of the cuts at the World Series?
He made the cheetah.
Right. Okay. Oh, sweet. And didn't you make the last two, or did you make the first one?
I made the last two.
There we go. See, you guys were thinking about it. Brad and
Mhm.
Kyle, and only one of you made it in each, so you can film. I bet you do a better job of filming Kyle bowling than Kyle does of you bowling.
I've got more experience, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like that you're more invested in it as well. Like, Kyle's just like, yeah, Brad's bowling. Anyway, do you want a selfie of me?
Don't you worry, Kelly. We're in the same division as Brad. I'll be reminding Jesper.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'll be reminding Jesper about Brad's take. Here,
that was not the email I read.
Well, I've got it right here. Tournament dates. Here we go. So the Carter division is Dallas, Philly, Brooklyn, Silver Lake, Las Vegas, and the Phoenix Fury. So on a bright side for you, Brad, the team who you were ranked 11th, at least you didn't get the team you ranked 12th.
Which team's 11th? The Kingpins or the Kingpins?
Phoenix Fury.
The Phoenix Fury is ranked 11th?
No, in your mind.
Oh. Yeah, not because of their players. I mean, you could put anyone on a team. They haven't bowled the event before. But I guess not having a crowd just probably makes it feel like Team USA, and that not bumps them up a couple spots. I don't know. But
Yikes.
I mean, listen, I'm not the only guy that was thinking this. Everybody, when they saw they were ranked 7th and 8th, everybody thought.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Brad, I've already told you. I'm with you.
Sometimes you just got to speak your mind. I mean, it's just.
Well, it only took you a half hour to do it.
What?
Speak your mind.
Admit it.
Backpedaling off that comment the whole time you've been on here.
Come on.
So Kristen says, are you going to blog from the PBA League?
Of course.
Yeah, they better be blogging from the PBA League. They better be getting that Beef and Barnzy logo in their blog.
Yeah.
I do have to reach out and say to Brad, appreciate you, Bradley. So
I'll plug the shit out of you guys, but now you don't even agree with my lefty statement.
No, but at least I'm backing you on the women's statement.
I know, everybody.
I mean, there are some cliffs that I'll jump off, Brad, to follow you.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So if the women would have been 11th and 12th in the rankings, they would have been like, okay, it's our first year. We're probably not supposed to be. Like, they wouldn't have been offended at all.
Yeah.
But when I say something, what's that?
They would, but it doesn't matter because they would have used it as fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Like, all of this stuff is irrelevant.
I know. That's why you can talk about it. I know Kyle called me yesterday and he goes, "Did you see they put the women's teams ahead of us?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did, bro."
Say, Brad.
I do have a powerhouse in the industry who's texted me on the side and said, he's the president of the Players Committee.
Yeah.
Maybe do a bit of history.
Yeah, I'm not good with history.
So,
Rhino still. I
So
guess
the phrase is, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. For Brad, history is a mystery.
lefty history.
Lefty revisionist history now. We got.
So real quick, Brad, we're going way over amazingly people are still fascinated to watch, but quickly, what have you been up to? Like, what can people expect to see? Have you and Kyle got any fun things lined up for us, etc.?
Yeah. I get into Virginia Thursday, and we're gonna start making videos Thursday.
Cool.
And our plan is to make a video every day like we normally do, but we're not gonna be able to because a lot of the shows are taped. Which Barnes, you were in that meeting. Which sucks. I mean, hey, by the way, we had a meeting with Coley, and I asked her if they could set up a podcast studio for you guys.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So you guys could go live from the event, and she said no. She said they suck.
That's fine.
Don't worry, I'll set it up for you.
We can go live from our hotel room. You do know that we're still live, right?
Yeah. The women's team has more titles than Brad. Listen, those women are better than me. I'll admit it. They beat me every day of the week.
They're different, Brad.
But I just can't put them ahead of Kyle, Pete, BJ, Darren, and Osku. I just can't do it.
Well,
you can't.
The deal. He says the women's teams has more titles than Brad. Liz Johnson has more title than Brad. But that's it. Like, I understand, but let's compare apples with apples here. Like, Liz Johnson won on the men's tour. The other ladies didn't. Let's just move it along.
Correct. And I'm still not saying I'm better than any of them. I'm just saying those rankings are a little weird, and they purposely did it to stir some shit. It's probably that stuff that killed out. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe she will say, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
So how was your? Because you had a trip to Utah. You were practicing and stuff. How did that go?
It was really good. I was there for 12 days, 13 days, and I stayed at Jazz Now's house, and we just went up to the bowling alley every day. Actually, we woke up and went on to these walks and hikes through the mountains and stuff, which was freaking beautiful. And then we'd go to the bowling alley every day, practice for an hour and a half, and then come home. And I went up to Storm one day, and I went hiking with Klumpkin.
Did you just say an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Man, I barely even warmed up.
What are you doing? 4-hour practice sessions?
I guess I have way more issues than you do.
Well, it was a house shot. An hour and a half is pretty much the same as a 4-hour practice session on a house shot. That's just completely walled. Now, if we had the ability to put out patterns, I probably would have bowled a lot more. But we were just going through some stuff. It didn't take us much time. But so did that. Utah was beautiful. Storm was cool. And now I'm ready for Virginia.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you're prepared. We will. I will check in with you. We will. I think we're going to do a Beef and Barnzy edition on Friday. So we will see you up in Virginia. Thanks for stopping by. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think next time, just commit to it.
Commit to what?
Like your opinion. Just be all in. Dude,
I'm all in. That's about as all in as it gets. Twitter.
All right.
All right. Hey, thanks for going on. Be safe. Travel safe. See you Friday.
Yep. I'll see you.
Bye, Brad.
Bye.
All right. Well, and that's a wrap. At the almost hour and a half mark here, so we will quickly wrap this up. We will not be coming to you Thursday, as that will be a travel day to the league. As Stu just said, I think we'll try and set something up where we can get a show out on Friday and try and, as we know the schedule, we'll try and pre-announce that as best as possible.
Just one message that's made me giggle. Stu doing the drill tuck behind the balls. That made me laugh. All right.
All right. Well, until next time, as usual, support our sponsors: Storm, Roto Grip, 900 Global, Vice, Turbo, Cool Whip, 3G Shoes, Dexter, Master, and Bowler's Mart. Till next time, support small businesses, especially those bowling centers. Help them get through this time. And while you're out there, stay safe, stay healthy. God bless.